everybody, welcome to Delicious City. Philly's food scene is moving fast right now, and we are here to help you find out where your next great meal is going to be. We are your inside line on where to eat and what is coming up next, like what is happening in our city. I mean, this is 250, the semi-quincentennial.
Oh, you got it.
I did get it. I was a little nervous.
Did you have to practice that a little bit?
Nope, just rolled off the tongue. Semi-quincentennial. I hope it's going to be great for all the restaurants and city. Did you see what happened in Pittsburgh?
No.
They just had the draft, and they did that thing where they were like, get ready. 750,000 people are coming to Pittsburgh. Your business is going to have to be ready. Well, it was
one of those.
None of those people went to any of the restaurants in the outer places. Everybody stayed around the draft because the draft is from like 10 a.m. till like 10 p.m.
I think the first night at the draft, they had something like 450,000 people just in this audience alone. So,
but not Philly. We've got this, guys.
No.
Support your luck.
It was like when the Pope came. Oh man,
that
people
one.
are still bitter about that one.
Yeah, please stay open, restaurants. Do all this thing because the martyrs from Brazil are going to come and eat at your high-end restaurants.
People should listen up because the city's doing a cool thing.
Yeah, what?
Where they're filling those empty storefronts on Market. We're going to talk a little bit more of that in the sauce. So pay attention all the way to the end because there's something kind of exciting that the city's doing.
Hey, and if you're new here, I'm Marisa Magnata, and I'm here with chef and restaurant owner Eli Culp, our third. I almost called him a fallen soldier. He's not. He just had to skip today's episode. Yep. Dave Wes, he is out today, but we will get him back soon. Now, before you dive in, guys, this show, if we have ever helped you find a great meal or found someone to support, then we would love just a few seconds if you could support us. Drop a review wherever you listen to this podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple, Amazon, whatever it is. Please just write a little review and just tell people how much you love us. Yeah. And if you don't love us, and fuck off. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
No, but it's working. Our call to action is working, Maris, because recently, Always Hungry, Always Thirsty left us a nice little review. And I want to just say I appreciate you guys because they said that we've helped them book a great dinner, many a great dinner and event after listening. So
wait, I wonder if I can find this quick enough. Somebody had just sent me a DM that said, I just wanted to say thank you to the Delicious City podcast. It's my all-time favorite podcast. I live in Montgomery County and come back into Philly often. And you guys definitely influenced me where to go. And that is from Scott Sheridan.
Hey, Scott.
See? Hey, Scott. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Love that.
Eli, why don't you give us a rundown of what is happening today?
All right. So we have a couple things. We are heading in, or maybe we are currently in festival season. And let's be honest, I think a lot of us are feeling a little fatigued with the festival scene. You had a great idea of talking a little bit about like what makes a great festival, like what is the key ingredients to separate maybe yourself from others, food events, et cetera. And we're going to kind of break that down.
Yeah, well, you brought up festival season and we're talking about like food events, right? I mean, we probably collectively have been to hundreds.
Hundreds at this point.
You've been doing them. You've been attending them. You've been cooking at them.
Yes.
You've been planning them.
Yes.
Of course, the Tasties is like the number one,
right?
Yeah, that's an award show and a food event, but it comes with the both. And that's why we get such great feedback from the Tasties is because we make sure that it's different.
It's a lot of unexpected moments. I think those add up to being something that really people just kind of, it almost feels like it's like a tasting menu of events. I mean, like you don't know what's coming. You know it's going to be good, but you don't know what's coming. So with that said, though, where I get a little bit fatigued is a lot of these, I don't know, street fairs and festivals and all that.
Are we talking about festivals or are we talking about food events?
Oh, I thought we were talking about.
I thought we were. I want to talk about a food event.
Food events.
Because I was talking about one that I went to the other day and I think I didn't realize how tired I am of food events until I was at this one. Because I was wondering, like, what makes it different? I mean, I think we are. Like you said, we're all burned out from these events. You go to them, there's a whole bunch of tables, you snack on things, you skip the ones that have too long of a line, or you wait in the long line because that's probably the best bite.
Yeah.
But so I went to the Garces Foundation event the other day.
Yeah. At Live Casino.
At Live Casino, where the Tasties are held, which number one, when you go to a food event that hosts other food events, you're immediately comparing it to the other ones.
Yeah. Sure.
Right? You're thinking about, well, that one was better. It's like going to a wedding at the same venue.
Sure.
You
sure.
immediately are comparing the weddings, right? Even though they're totally different people
I remember
or
when
whatever.
Jeff and Marcy got married here.
Jeff and
new
Marcy.
paint.
So what really ignited this thought was the fact that whoever did all the planning for the Garces event, besides the fact that they had all sorts of fun things, they had small business vendors woven in and out of the tables. So you might grab a snack from Gas and Main, and then there's a person who made beautiful beaded earrings.
Oh, I like that.
And then you'd grab a bite from Bolo, and then there was a candle maker. So they were all local small businesses.
That's refreshing.
You walk into the room. This is what got me. All of the names of the restaurants were on stands that were 10 feet in the air. So from across the room, you could tell what stand was everywhere.
That's a great idea.
It was genius.
That's a great idea.
I have been noticing more and more that people don't come up to a table sometimes if you don't know what it is, or sometimes you're just resistant from coming up. You don't want to, if you don't know what the food item is, you don't want to stand there, read it, and then walk away.
True.
So if you could see what the restaurant was from around the way,
sounds like we need to maybe introduce that to the Tasties.
I think we're going to borrow that.
That's a great way to think about it. When it comes to these food events, like you said, they can be a little predictable. Mm-hmm. That's why we work so hard for the Tasties to not be predictable. I think for me, when it is simply set up like almost like a convention or like a trade show. Yeah. That's when it gets, there's so many. I mean, I'm not going to name names here, but sometimes it's just like, not only that, but then they throw in, like, here's an example, Michelin Guide, right? They were sponsored. No one sponsored with Cisco, right? Not a single chef in that building uses Cisco. In fact, everybody was probably thinking the same thing, like total sellout, right? However, in the post event, there was no Cisco there. Of course not, right? They weren't using like Cisco ingredients.
I don't know. I didn't get invited to the post event.
Oh, well, it was good. But the regardless, the need to, have sort of commercialized events, tying that in for sponsorships can sometimes also outweigh kind of what the best part of that event is.
The need to fund these things. Like, we want to have these things. We want to throw a good event. You have to invest into a good event.
Absolutely.
So yes, you do need these sponsors that have money.
And that's what, like, our sponsors are fantastic because either they're sponsoring one of those immersive experiences, they're sponsoring one of the awards. It feels very seamless. And sometimes when it feels too forced, that's when you're just like,
oh, you know what's another good one? That it's also like totally good to just reinvent your event, especially if you've been doing it for years. It doesn't have to continue on.
Right.
It's okay to change the time of year that it happens or to reinvent it. Last year I went to Feastival. Remember, like, when you first came here, Feastival was like
huge.
The event.
Yep.
Right. And you could tell chefs are burned out. You could tell.
That's a massive event. That's like 1,000 pieces of stuff.
So it was 1,000 pieces. Most of it was pre-made when you came to the event, correct?
Yeah. Typically you have all your ingredients, you assemble something pretty hopefully if you're smart about it, you're not going to be like frying things or have a hot food. I was always, my motto was last one in, first one out. I'll never make as many as they ask. Yep. I will never do that. It's impossible. We are too busy. We're already giving so much. And usually you're like, you have a bus boy that you're pulling in to like assemble the food next to the chef because there's nobody else. There's just already a shortage of labor in the kitchen. So like those events can be really, really draining.
Well, so Feastival used to be at Cherry Street Pier, was I think the last place that it was held.
That's where I saw.
And then they took a year or two off, I think.
Maybe more.
Or maybe I just took a year off from what it was. But I went last year and it was at Le Peg. And it was smaller and more intimate.
Yeah.
And very, I don't want to call it limited, but there was fewer tables,
Sure,
fewer chefs, and you just enjoyed it more. Fewer people.
High quality too.
High quality.
I would take any day of the week if there's 50 different food vendors, wineries, beverage producers there, and only a handful of them are, I would say, like the upper echelon,
Mm-hmm.
versus an event with like 15 or 20 like really great,
Yeah,
restaurants that you might not even be able to get their food that easily.
sure.
I think of Kalia at the Tasties. I think of Vernick. It's like these are in high demand restaurants that you get to sample and have an intimate conversation with that person.
Well, and that was the other exciting thing, like seeing White Yak at the Garces Foundation.
Yeah.
And so, seeing a restaurant that's in Roxborough, in South Philadelphia, putting their name in front of everybody and inviting them in, that's exciting. But I remember we had Nick Elmy on this podcast years ago, and he was the one that pointed out that was like, it's okay to let the younger restaurants, the new chefs come in and fill those spots at events like that. Like 100%. You don't have to say yes to all of them.
100%.
There's so many people out there that it is a fun new opportunity for them, because you can see when the chefs are burned out and don't want to be there.
I think COVID was also a hard reset. When we got with Manna, to do our events with them for Chef Radio Live, I made it very clear that they needed to, if they wanted me involved, that they had to take care of the chefs, because there's some events out there, I'm not going to name names again, with top, magazines, newspapers, etc., where they're asking you to bring ridiculous amount of pieces of food, and they're giving I think it's like they end up giving you 25 cents per piece. And that's just
that's not food, labor.
And they sell it like, oh, you're gonna get all this advertisement, you're gonna have they do it that way, but I just don't see the payoff sometimes. And so I think a lot of chefs said, you know what, I'm gonna take some time off of these events. I'm not going to say yes to everyone, and I'll pick and choose. That's something that Nick Elmy taught me about. I pick one or two, and that's what I stick to. I say
make
no
it special.
To everything else. Yeah.
I will say that I feel like the chefs who are doing a lot of their preparation on site seem to be having a better time.
Oh, really?
Because you don't have to be forward facing the entire time.
The back is you get the back table and you're just producing.
Yeah. And then you let a little crowd build, and then everyone gets excited when you drop.
That's true.
And then they're like, oh my God, yeah, thanks.
It's like the table is wiped out and you restart. Yeah, refresh.
Yeah. So if you need a refresh, prepare more on site.
Yeah.
You know who also was at the Garces? Who is the baker who is working for Campbell's? He made this delicious ice cream sandwich between the chess piece cookies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really good. And then he had goldfish and everything Campbell's. Oh, that's got to be a dream job. All the snacks.
Well, it sounds like Garces put on a good event, as well as for a great cause, because all that money goes to help support the immigrant community, teach them English, teach them the tools to be successful. So
we'll be borrowing a few of those things for the Tasties, Jose. Thank you so much.
Tricks and trades.
Yeah. Have we announced any other events? Not yet.
Not yet. We have some good ones though, waiting in the wings.
Stay
good
tuned.
things planned.